Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today. Look, we're going to jump right in and take a deep, honest look at the reality of AI implementations in the business world. We hear so much hype about artificial intelligence, right? But there's a quieter, much more expensive reality that a lot of companies are facing right now. Today, we're cutting through all that noise. We're going to look at why these projects stumble, and more importantly, exactly how you can build AI systems that actually work and deliver real, tangible value. So let's kick things off with a question that practically every tech leader is quietly asking themselves right now. Why do so many incredibly expensive AI initiatives just completely collapse before they ever reach real value? I mean, think about it. The board asks for it, investors totally expect it, and engineering teams rush to build it. But then 6 months down the line, the project is just quietly abandoned. The model doesn't work in the field, the data is a mess, and the end users just ignore the output. Why does this keep happening? To answer that, let me give you a quick intro. I'm an expert from WeblineIndia, and we honestly see these exact challenges firsthand every single day. We specialize in custom software development, mobile and web app development, AI and ML solutions, agentic AI development, innate and automation workflows development, and comprehensive business process automation solutions. Because we're the ones actually building this stuff, we know exactly where the wheels tend to fall off when you try to transition from a cool theory to everyday reality. And that brings us right to our first major roadblock. Are we treating AI like a standard software launch? You know, most teams think that if they write enough code, clean the data up once, and train a model, they're good to go. They treat it like a ship and forget kind of product. But here's the thing. AI demands ongoing maintenance. It needs iteration, it needs constant monitoring. When you treat AI like a traditional software launch, your costs are going to balloon, and that system is going to start degrading the literal second it goes live. Then we have what we call the quick fix illusion. A lot of businesses look at AI as this magic wand that's just going to magically fix their broken processes. Maybe your manual data entry is painfully slow, or maybe your sales forecasting is just constantly wrong. Throwing AI at a chaotic, broken system doesn't magically fix it. It's a hard truth, but you simply cannot automate a mess and expect order. If your input process is chaotic, your AI is just going to spit out chaotic output, only a whole lot faster. Just look at the stark contrast between the laboratory and the real world. Data scientists often get to work in these nice, protected environments with perfectly clean snapshots of data, tweaking a model until it hits some amazing accuracy score. And sure, that works great in a notebook, but it completely fails in production because real-world data is messy, it's delayed, and it's totally unpredictable. Building your model in a vacuum completely ignores how a business actually operates day to day, which naturally creates what we call a massive misalignment gap. Your data teams are hyper-focused on technical accuracy, right? They want to get that model to hit that sweet 95% accuracy rate. But your business teams, they just want to save money or speed up a specific process. If your model is 95% accurate, but it doesn't solve the actual user's problem, it's a failure. Without a shared language between tech and business, you just end up with really expensive, highly sophisticated tools that solve completely irrelevant problems. This leads us to a pretty fascinating question. What happens when the real world changes, but your AI model doesn't? Even with the absolute best intentions, if an AI is treated as a static asset, it is doomed. Let's look at a specific technical roadblock that catches almost everyone off guard. It's called data drift. You see, AI models learn from historical patterns, but the world, it changes constantly. Customer preferences shift. New economic conditions totally alter purchasing behavior. A model that was perfectly trained on 2024 economic conditions might actually perform terribly in 2026 if you don't recalibrate it. If your system can't detect when its predictions are losing accuracy over time, it's going to slowly become completely useless. And you know, even if the data is absolutely perfect, we still hit the human trust barrier. And this is huge. If an AI gives a recommendation to, say, a supply chain manager or a healthcare worker, and it just feels wrong to them and they can't see the why behind that decision, they're going to abandon the tool. Black box AI just gets ignored. If you actually want your team to use AI, you have to design for the human in the loop. You have to build that trust. Which leads to our final massive roadblock, technical debt. Think about it this way. You cannot build a skyscraper on a swamp. It's a really stark reminder. If your data is trapped in legacy systems, if it's siloed or inconsistently formatted, your AI project is going to spend 80% of its life just trying to access that trapped information. You absolutely have to fix the plumbing before you build the AI. Okay, so we've looked at all the roadblocks, right? The quick fix illusion, the misalignment, data drift, trust barriers, and the data swamp. Now for the exciting part. How do we actually fix this? How do we build custom AI that doesn't just survive, but actually thrives in the real world? Well, it requires a major shift from research-driven development to product-driven engineering. At WeblineIndia, we use a structured 5-step custom AI development process that's designed specifically for practical success. Let's walk through this framework together, because this right here is exactly how you turn a failing initiative into a massive operational win. Let's start with steps 1 and 2. Define the metric and check the plumbing. Never ever start with the technology. Start with the business problem. Ask yourself, what manual, repetitive task is literally costing you the most money? Define that metric. Once you have that, step 2 is the data infrastructure audit. Before a single line of code is written, you've got to verify, is clean, real-time data actually available? And can your team access it without fighting through a mountain of political red tape? Because if the data isn't ready, the project simply isn't ready. Moving right along to steps 3 and 4, start small and learn from human overrides. Don't aim for perfection on day 1. That's a trap. Build a minimum viable prediction, like maybe just a simple tool that categorizes customer service tickets a little faster. Get it into your users' hands immediately. Then, step 4, design for feedback loops. Allow your human staff to override the AI's suggestions and record exactly why they made the change. That human correction trains the model and makes it smarter every single day. And finally, step 5, automate monitoring and maintenance. Honestly, this is what truly separates successful AI implementations from the graveyard of failed projects. You must set up automated alerts for when the model's confidence drops or when those input data patterns start to shift. If the model starts to drift, your team needs to know instantly so they can jump in and retrain it. So now you've got the 5-step framework. But what about the culture? What about the team? What are the non-negotiable rules for ensuring this AI actually gets used by your people for the long term? Well, here's our high-value checklist for success. To start, you've got to integrate into existing workflows. Your AI needs to live right inside your existing CRM, not on some brand new dashboard that everyone is just going to forget to check. You also need to prioritize interpretability. Furthermore, you have to build cross-functional teams from day 1. Engineers and subject matter experts literally need to be in the exact same room. And finally, manage expectations right out of the gate. Let's zero in on that interpretability point for a second, because this is a trap so many teams fall into. Imagine you're choosing between a simple regression model with 90% accuracy that is incredibly easy to explain and debug versus a super complex deep neural network with 92% accuracy that is just a total black box. In a business context, always pick the simple one. Reliability and explainability will always be a marginal 2% gain in accuracy, because if you can explain it, your team will actually trust it. And on that topic of managing expectations, please remember this core truth. AI is probabilistic, not deterministic. It will make mistakes. Do not go and sell AI to your leadership team as this perfect, magical solution. If you do, you're going to lose all your credibility the very first time it makes a random error. Frame it accurately. AI is a powerful tool designed to reduce human error on average and increase overall efficiency. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one absolutely crucial philosophy. The objective is not to adopt AI just for the sake of saying you have AI. The objective is to solve business problems. The winning companies in the next few years, they won't be the ones shouting the loudest about artificial intelligence. They're going to be the ones quietly embedding it into their daily operations as a persistent, well-maintained engineering solution that just flat out drives efficiency. So, I leave you with this final provocative thought. Are you ready to stop rushing the hype and start building AI with real discipline? Take a hard look at your own operational efficiency. Think about the current state of your data infrastructure. The era of just rushing things to market is over. It is officially time to build systems that actually last. Thank you so much for joining me today for this explainer. It's been a blast. Now, if you're ready to turn your AI initiatives into actual, measurable business results, we at WeblineIndia are absolutely here to help. You can visit us over at WeblineIndia.com or shoot an email to info@WeblineIndia.com. Make sure to follow us for more industry updates. And hey, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to continue receiving updates exactly like this one. See you next time.